For decades, tires were supposed to last 50,000 miles or more. That was the promise. That was what the industry sold you. But quietly and brutally, something has shifted. Tire shops across North America are now reporting that drivers are replacing tires 20 to 40% sooner than they did just 10 years ago. And get this, we are not talking about budget commuters running cheap rubber. We are talking about $70,000 trucks shredding $1,600 tire sets. We are talking about $50,000 electric vehicles burning through rubber before the first oil change would have ever happened. The automotive world is splitting into two camps. On one side, vehicles engineered with advanced suspensions, torque management systems, and intelligent tire monitoring built right into the platform architecture. On the other side, heavier vehicles, oversized wheels, and factory performance tuning that quietly punish drivers who make even the smallest tire pressure mistake. And here is the thing, the mistakes are not complicated, they are not obscure, they are basic, habitual errors that happen every single day in every single driveway in America. Here is what the dealerships will not tell you. Tire replacements are one of their most profitable service line items. Every set you destroy early is money in their pocket. But the truth is brutally simple. Most premature tire wear is not caused by bad tires. It is caused by bad tire pressure habits. And in some vehicles, a single mistake can destroy a $1,500 set of tires in under 15,000 miles. Stick around until the end of this video, because the final vehicle on this list has a tire pressure mistake, so common it is quietly costing owners thousands of dollars a year. And almost nobody is talking about it. Number 1, Ford F-150 not adjusting tire pressure when towing. The Ford F-150 built its reputation as America's most reliable workhorse. It has been the best-selling vehicle in the United States for over 40 consecutive years. That is not an accident. That is engineering, marketing, and trust built one generation at a time. But here is the thing. The modern F-150 is no longer the simple, thick, side-walled truck your father drove. Today's F-150 rolls on 20 to 22-inch wheels, wrapped in highway performance tires that are far less forgiving than anything that came before them. Ford sells over 700,000 F-150s annually in the United States. Fleet studies show that trucks towing regularly with incorrect tire pressure can lose 30 to 40% of their total tire lifespan. A full replacement set runs $1,200 to $1,800. Translation: towing with the wrong PSI is a decision that costs you $500 to $700 per set every single time. Here is why this happens. Towing adds 1,000 to 4,000 pounds of extra load onto a vehicle that is already heavy. When tires are underinflated, the sidewalls flex excessively under that load, generating heat. And heat is the #1 killer of tire structure. Shoulder wear accelerates. Tread separates faster. Internal belts degrade. Most F-150 owners never switch from their daily driving PSI to their tow-rated PSI before hooking up a trailer. The result is tires wearing out at 25,000 miles instead of 50,000. Bottom line, driving an F-150 with low tire pressure while towing is like asking a marathon runner to carry a refrigerator on their back. Something is going to give, and it will not be cheap. But if you think truck tires suffer the most from pressure mistakes, wait until you see what happens when electric vehicles enter the equation. Number 2. Tesla Model Y ignoring high PSI requirements. Tesla did not just revolutionize the auto industry. It rewrote the rulebook on what a car is supposed to be. The Model Y became the best-selling vehicle in the entire world in 2023. That is not a segment win, that is a global dominance statement. But quietly, the Model Y also became one of the fastest tire killers on the road, and most owners have no idea it is happening. The Model Y weighs in at approximately 4,400 pounds. That is heavier than a mid-size pickup truck from 15 years ago. Tesla officially recommends running around 42 PSI, and get this, owner surveys and forum data consistently show that a significant portion of Model Y drivers are running 5 to 8 PSI below that recommendation. That single habit can cut tire life in half. Real-world reports from Tesla owners show tire lifespans of 20,000 to 30,000 miles, when those same tires should be lasting 50,000 miles or more. Here is where it gets truly interesting. EVs deliver torque instantly, not gradually like a combustion engine, but in one sharp, immediate hit. When you combine that instant torque with a battery pack that adds hundreds of pounds to the vehicle's floor, and then throw in low tire pressure that increases the contact patch and amplifies tire scrub, you get a system that consumes rubber at an alarming rate. The thermal management challenge alone is brutal. Low PSI generates heat. Heat degrades rubber. And EV tires already run warmer than most drivers expect. Translation: a Tesla running low tire pressure is not driving efficiently. It is grinding rubber into smoke, 1 mile at a time. But while EVs burn through tires quickly, the next mistake is even more dangerous, because most drivers do not even realize they are doing it. Number 3. BMW. 3 Series trusting run, flat tires too much. BMW built its global reputation on precision German engineering. The 3 Series has been the gold standard of the sports sedan segment for decades. The car that every competitor benchmarks, the car that defined what a driver's car is supposed to feel like. But modern BMWs come loaded with run-flat tires. And that technology, as sophisticated as it sounds, is quietly destroying wheels and wallets across the country. Run-flat tires cost $250 to $450 each. That is per tire, not per set. The failure rate of run-flat tires increases dramatically when they are driven underinflated because the stiff sidewall construction that allows them to support the vehicle without air also hides the pressure problem from the driver. You cannot feel it. The car does not collapse. It drives almost normally, right up until the internal structure is irreparably damaged. Here is the real kicker. Drivers continue operating their vehicles long after the pressure has dropped, because the run-flat design gives no physical feedback. By the time the TPMS light comes on and the driver finally checks, the damage has already happened inside the tire where you cannot see it. BMW run-flat tire failures are not sudden blowouts. They are slow motion. Structural collapses that end in a $450 replacement per corner. Bottom line, run-flat tires are like luxury dress shoes. One bad step, 1 season of neglect, and they are finished. The engineering that makes them special is also what makes them unforgiving. If you're learning something new here, hit like and subscribe, because the next mistake is something almost every SUV owner in America is doing right now, and it is happening inside one of the most popular vehicles on the road. Number 4. Toyota RAV4, ignoring seasonal pressure changes. Toyota built its empire on reliability. The RAV4 is now one of the best-selling SUVs in the world, moving over 475,000 units annually in the United States alone. Owners trust it, owners keep it, owners drive it for 200,000 miles and expect it to deliver, and on most counts, it does. But here is the thing, even the most bulletproof vehicle on the road cannot survive a tire. Pressure mistake that happens silently, every single winter, in every cold weather state in the country. Tire pressure drops 1 psi for every 10 degrees Fahrenheit of temperature decrease. That is not a theory, it is physics. In northern climates, where temperatures can swing 40 to 50 degrees between October and January, your tires lose 4 to 5 psi before you even realize the season has changed. Drivers who set their tire pressure in September and never recheck it are unknowingly running 5 to 10 psi low all winter long. And get this, the RAV4's standard tire setup is not designed for that kind of sustained underinflation. The rolling resistance increases, fuel efficiency drops, shoulder wear accelerates. Tread life that should carry you 60,000 miles starts disappearing at 40,000. But because the degradation is gradual, most drivers never connect the dots between their winter driving habits and their early trip to the tire shop. Translation: low. Winter tire pressure turns your tires into slow-motion sandpaper. Every mile in the cold is costing you more than you know. But if you think commuter SUVs suffer, wait until you see what happens when off-road culture collides with highway driving. Number 5. Jeep Wrangler. Forgetting to reinflate after off-roading. The Jeep Wrangler has become the king of off-road culture. It is not just a vehicle, it is a lifestyle brand, a community, and for many owners, a deeply personal statement about how they want to interact with the world. The off-road community has developed sophisticated trail techniques over decades, and one of the most effective is airing down, dropping tire pressure to 15 to 20 psi before hitting difficult terrain to increase the tire footprint and improve traction. It works brilliantly on the trail. It is catastrophic on the highway. Here is where it gets truly destructive. Highway driving at speed requires 35 psi or more. Tires running at trail. Pressure on pavement generate extreme heat buildup, catastrophic sidewall flex, and internal structural damage that can trigger blowouts at highway speeds. We are not talking about uneven wear and a trip to the tire shop. We are talking about dangerous, sudden tire failure on the freeway. And the real kicker is that this mistake is entirely invisible at trail speed. Everything feels fine at 15 miles per hour on a dirt path. It is only when the Wrangler hits the on-ramp and climbs towards 65 miles per hour that the physics become lethal. Dozens of Wrangler owners report blowouts and sidewall separations traced directly back to forgetting to reinflate after off-road sessions. Translation: driving highway speeds on trail PSI is like running on completely flat basketball shoes. At some point, the structure fails. Bottom line, airing down is smart off-road technique. Forgetting to air back up is one of the most expensive and dangerous tire mistakes on this entire list. Now I want to hear from you. Are you seeing tires wear out faster than they used to? Drop a comment below with what car you drive and how long your tires actually last, because the numbers people are sharing are genuinely alarming. Number 6. Chevrolet Silverado. Ignoring load changes. The Chevrolet Silverado dominates construction fleets, agricultural operations, and commercial work sites across North America. It is a workhorse by design, by culture, and by engineering. But here is the thing. The Silverado's greatest strength is also its most dangerous tire pressure trap. The constant load variation between empty bed and fully loaded operation creates a tire stress cycle that destroys rubber faster than almost any other use case. Fleet studies are brutal on this point. Tire failure rates increase 30% when PSI drops just 10 points below the load-rated recommendation. And on a Silverado hauling gravel one day and running empty the next, the recommended PSI is not a fixed number. It changes with the load. Most Silverado operators set a single PSI and leave it. That single setting is wrong for at least half of every working day. The result is uneven tread wear, accelerated shoulder degradation, and premature replacement cycles that cost fleet operators and individual owners thousands of dollars annually. The thermal management problem compounds everything. A heavily loaded bed amplifies heat in the rear tires, and heat is always the accelerant. Translation: a loaded Silverado running low tire pressure works like a bulldozer wearing flip-flops. The mismatch between the demand and the capability ends badly every time. But heavy trucks are not the only vehicles suffering. Luxury performance cars are actually even more sensitive to pressure mistakes. Number 7. Porsche 911. Running street pressure on track days. Porsche has spent over 60 years perfecting the sports car. The 911 is not just a vehicle, it is an engineering argument refined continuously until every component is operating at the edge of what physics allows. The performance tire packages fitted to modern 911s cost $1,500 per set or more. They are designed for precision, they demand precision, and they punish drivers who treat track day tire pressure the same as street driving tire pressure. Here is the thing about performance tires and heat. As the rubber reaches operating temperature on a track, tire pressure increases significantly, sometimes 6 to 8 psi above the cold setting. A 911 running street, cold psi on track will see its tires climb to a pressure that destroys the handling balance the vehicle was engineered around. Oversteer characteristics shift, braking distances change. The platform architecture that makes the 911 feel telepathic becomes unpredictable. And get this, the tire structural damage happens simultaneously with the performance degradation. Overinflated. Tires on track create a reduced contact patch, uneven loading across the tread, and internal heat spikes that degrade the rubber compound from the inside out. The real kicker is that this mistake is almost never made by amateur drivers. It is made by confident, experienced enthusiasts who simply do not know that track day tire pressure management is its own discipline entirely. Bottom line, driving a 911 with the wrong tire pressure on a track is like balancing a hammer on a pencil. The precision is there, but the foundation is wrong, and everything built on top of it is compromised. But the next vehicle on this list proves that tire pressure mistakes are not just expensive. They can actually damage the entire drivetrain. Number 8. Subaru Outback. Uneven tire pressure on AWD vehicles. Subaru built its brand around all-wheel drive reliability and adventure culture. The Outback is the company's flagship expression of that identity, a vehicle trusted by outdoor enthusiasts, rural commuters, and families in demanding climates who need traction they can count on. But here is where it gets truly expensive. Subaru's symmetrical AWD system has a critical engineering requirement that most owners have never been told about. It requires equal tire circumference across all 4 wheels to function correctly. Uneven tire pressure changes tire diameter. A tire running 5 psi low has a measurably smaller diameter than its properly inflated counterpart. On a Subaru AWD system, that difference, even a fraction of an inch, forces the drivetrain to compensate continuously. The front and rear axles are no longer spinning at the same effective rate. The center differential fights the mismatch. And get this, over time, that fight causes real mechanical wear to the AWD differential system, a repair that can cost $1,500 to $3,000 depending on how long the problem goes unaddressed. Translation: uneven tire pressure on a Subaru is like forcing 4 runners to race while insisting 2 of them take longer strides and 2 take shorter ones. The system breaks down. The mechanical stress is not theoretical. It is documented in Subaru service data, and it is happening to owners who simply did not know that something as basic as tire pressure could damage components this far down the drivetrain. The residual values of Subarus with AWD differential damage are devastating. Bottom line, of every mistake on this list, this one is the most insidious, because it doesn't feel wrong. The car still drives. The AWD still engages. The damage accumulates silently underground until the differential fails and the repair estimate lands on your desk like a verdict. Here is the thing about all 8 of these mistakes. None of them are exotic. None of them require advanced mechanical knowledge to avoid. They are habits, or more precisely, the absence of one single habit. Checking your tire pressure once a month. Cars are becoming faster, heavier, and more technologically advanced than at any point in automotive history. Electric vehicles deliver instant torque that shreds improperly inflated rubber in ways combustion engines never did. Trucks are towing heavier loads on thinner sidewalled tires. SUVs are running oversized wheels that look spectacular in a dealership showroom and punish every driver who ignores the basics. The inventory glut of premium rubber the tire industry is sitting on is not an accident. It is being fed by driver negligence, one avoidable mistake at a time. And here is what the dealerships will not tell you. A drop of just 5 psi can shorten tire life by thousands of miles. 10 psi can destroy a tire set prematurely. And uneven pressure, especially on AWD platforms, can damage differentials, suspension components, and thermal management systems in ways that cost far more than the tires themselves. The automotive industry has built a business model around the assumption that you will not check your tire pressure. Every early replacement is a profitable service ticket. Every differential repair is a high-margin labor job. The real kicker is this: the cheapest maintenance you will ever perform on your vehicle is a tire pressure check. A quality digital gauge costs $15. The inflation itself costs nothing at most gas stations. And the difference between a 50,000-mile tire set and a 20,000-mile disaster often comes down entirely to whether you took 2 minutes once a month to verify 4 numbers. The smartest drivers today are not the ones buying the most expensive cars. They are not the ones with the most impressive trim levels or the most sophisticated driver assistance packages. They are the ones who understand how the industry actually works and who refuse to fund a dealer's service department with avoidable mistakes. If this video saved you from a costly mistake, hit subscribe to MotorMind, because the truth about your car, your tires, and what the industry hopes you never figure out, we cover it here every week without apology.